Hello everyone, it's Laurel here. So I did a video earlier, I haven't watched it yet, and in the video I said I didn't do a video on the making of this, but I decided that I would show you how I made this, so I got everything together to make another one. I haven't watched the other video yet, and if I can clip that part out I will. I do have a new program I'm still learning how to use, and right now I'm using a different camera app because I haven't watched the other video yet, and I don't even know if it turned out, and I don't know if this one will turn out. I pray it does because I just don't know what else to do. So I am in the process of working with Tracy's new kit, the Sherlock Holmes crime case case file kit. And I'm working on some embellishments and part for the folio that I'm making for the kit. I do have a few interactive parts. We know I love my interactive things, and I like things to move, and I like to challenge myself. So I decided I wanted to put an old pocket watch in the folio somewhere, and I was just going to use a flat one and put it in there, and then I was going to make one that just folded in half with a piece of paper, and things just grew from there. So I'm going to show you what I made, and then I'm going to show you how I went about making it, so that maybe you can look through your things and just see the things that you can create with the different things that we have that I don't think we always think about. So I know from far away, doesn't this look like a pocket watch to you? It looks like one to me, but it's really not. It's just paper. So this is like a paper pocket watch. And I think I do a lot of this just to see, you know, what I can do and how I can make things work the way that I want them to. So this is, I will show you the parts that I used for it. First of all, it started with this die right here, and it is a clock face die, like a pocket watch die. I did notice one oops in this die, and it is that the number 4 is 4 lines, and that is not how it is on the Roman numerals. It's IV, and then 5 is V, and then 6 is VI. So that's wrong. So I just happened to notice that. So in a certain part of the journal, the other thing I finished, I did it differently. So that's where this started, was from this. All right, so I punched out a couple of them. I put a black one on the back, and then I took the top one and I covered it with statue foundry wax. And I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. I've tried everything, and I hate to keep apologizing for it, but I just can't figure this light thing out or this camera thing out. I don't know what's going on these days. So I am using foundry wax to do the color of this, and I like this look because it looks worn. I like it on the black paper like that because it looks worn. So I'm using that. I will also be using a little bit of alcohol ink, and that's just for my hinges. And then I did put, the only thing I didn't pull out was more clock hands, so I'll have to get those and another gear to put that together. So I do have some Tim Holtz clock hands in here, and these do move like that. And I do have a hinge right there, a little bitty one. That's what makes this open and close, and that's the back. And then I decided, I had paper here at first and it wasn't folding the way I wanted, so I cut it off, and I found some little hinges that I had that I ordered, which are these. Let's see if I can show you some of them without showing you that piece of paper with the name all over it. So let me turn that over. I don't remember what project I ordered these for, but they're just little teeny tiny hinges. They're like for dollhouses doing windows and things like that. So I pulled out one of those. I do have some other hinges, but I decided to use that. And that solved that problem with it opening and closing. It opens and closes much better. I also used one of these, like we do on the flowers, and I put it on about a 1/4 inch thick piece of really soft foam, and I just put it in the center and pushed and rolled and rolled and rolled till they each got a little bit of a curve. Now it's not really round, it just has, you know, a curve to it a little bit, so that when it is closed, it's not flat, it is a little bit dimensional. I didn't want a lot of dimension because this is going in a folio, but I wanted to add a pocket watch to the folio for those times, and for Sherlock Holmes, who carried a pocket watch. Then I decided, so then let's get to this. So then I just covered everything in the foundry wax, and then I took the letters from the die that punched out and put them all back in so that they would be black. I went on and looked at some pictures of pocket watches, and I wanted to mimic kind of the old style gold with the etching in it and everything. So I'm like, what can I do to do that? So I went back in my dies and I pulled out this one, which I think this is supposed to make like a loop for like ribbon or a belt or something. And then I pulled out a doily die. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do to this to make it work for what I want it for. So I just went through my dies and looked at what I had, and then we'll work that out. So that's where it came in here. So on the inside one, on the back, I put that smaller one. I just cut that piece out of the middle. And on the inside of the top here, I used the thinner pieces with just the top part. Let me see, I'll try and show you. I have a bunch of these that we have to glue together. So I took just this outer ring. I cut this inner one out, and I just kept the outer ring with the little handle, so that it gives it like a little lip. See the little lip all the way around? So it gives it just a little bit of a lip all the way around. So that's what I did for that one. And then on the back, I used yet another die, and there are a bunch of like scallop dies that nest inside of each other. So I cut a bunch of those out, and these are the ones that I have. Are these two. This one's got a little bit of a pattern in it. I don't know if, there you go, you can see it, the little dots in it. And then this one's just the scallop. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use on here yet, just to give it a little bit of a design on the back. And then on the front, this is where this one came in. So I put it on here, and I decided what would fit, and I cut this outer layer off all the way around. I then covered it again with the foundry wax and heated it, and then I glued it on. And I don't know, but I think that looks pretty cool, and it kind of looks like what you would see on the old-fashioned pocket watches. Then I took some rub-ons, and I put SH for Sherlock Holmes. And that is my little pocket watch that's going to, and I added a jump ring and a chain. This chain's going to be cut, but I don't know how long I need it yet, so I just left it. This is going to be added to part of the folio, but I just figured I'd come on and show you how I made this, if you would want to try and make one. So I have everything together. I did learn stuff along the way, so I'm going to change, you know, let's see, what's the word I want to use? Not change, but adapt to different things and make things a little bit better. And that's usually how it works when I craft. I usually, when I'm making something, as I'm making it, I'm learning along the way and figuring out better ways to do it. So this will be the back, and it will be 3 pieces. So this will be this back flap right here. The back one with the numbers on it. So it'll be 3 pieces. And then on the top will go the clock face, and again, this will be done in the these little things will be cut off right here, and then this will have, then I will put do this in the foundry wax, and then the black letters will go inside. Now I also made these, quite a few of them. So for the front, I think I have 5 that I will be stacking together, just because now I want to make it even more sturdy. I don't know why. So I'm going to stack 5 of them like that, just so it's a little bit thicker. and then when we round it, it'll give it a little bit more dimension. And then this will be like this. This is also going to go on here, and I put another piece of card in there just to make it a little sturdier. So that'll be that side, and that one on the inside, I know it's beige, you won't see it, or cream. It's just a little bit thicker. It's a file folder, and this is black cardstock, or black craft card. And then the front flap, which is this one, will be these. Again, these little things will be cut off right here. I don't know why Fussy cut them all out. I don't know. And then these, 1, 2, oh, there's more than 2. Hold on. 3, 4. These 4. Now, mind you, it's just going to be the ring. I'm cutting the clock out of the center of these. It'll just be this ring part with this handle that will be glued onto these circles here, like this. But with it, you're not going to see the clock. Pretend the clock's not there. It'll just be this outer ring part. And then in between those will go these 2 little pieces, which is just some black cardstock covered in the heat tape. And then I'm going to cover it with alcohol ink just to give it a different color. I just wanted something that wasn't just paper. It's just a little more protected that way, because I'm going to be gluing. I'm going to be taking 2 of these like this, and then I'm going to be adding this little bitty hinge right here. This little bitty thing is going to be going on these 2. I want to make sure that closes that way. So this is going to, can't hang on to these things, they're so small. This is going to be glued onto here like this. And then I will leave a little space in between there. And then it's going to go in between these, so you're not going to see it. It's going to go in between some of the layers. So, and then that's how we're going to create the hinge. So I'm going to pause while I glue these together, and then I will cut these out, and then I will come back and show you, and then I'll pause again and glue those together. I just want to make sure you guys understand the process of what I'm doing for each step. And I'm also going to put 2 little magnets in these, because I know I want, when you close this, it just to magnet shut, and then you just pop it open. I sat for a while trying to think of a clasp, and I just figured a magnet in there would be the easiest thing. So that's what I'm going to do, is pop 2 little magnets, one on this side and one on this side in the other one. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to get these glued and these cut, and then I will be back. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. See? Quick like lightning. Alright, so I've got my 2 sets glued together. Again, I did it like this to kind of show you, so it made more sense. These are going to be the ones that go on here to form this. And this, I'm now going to cut the center out, the numbers out of this one. So this is just going to be our little lip that forms on the front. So we just need to cut these out. And it was just easier to glue them like this rather than try and glue just those really thin pieces. So that's why I glued the whole die and then just took the clock base out. And I'll keep this because it can be used for something later on. So now I just have this, which is the ring, and it's four sheets, so it's a little bit thick. This is the front I wrote on there, and then this is going to go in here like this. And again, I need to get this off of here. So I'm going to cut that off. I keep it on there because it kind of tells me where my top is. I want to make sure, no, that is my front. And this doesn't have, yeah, this just has those. So we're going to cut this like this. I always get scared when I am doing something because I'm like, oh no, what did I just do wrong? So now I'm going to glue this onto here and give that little lip of the inside of the ring. So we're going to glue that down. Okay, as soon Because my glue decides that, you know, now my glue's full. I don't know what the problem is, but let's try it again. There we go. And I can't wait to use this program so I don't have to stop filming. I can just fast forward it and you can kind of still see what's going on. Sorry, my hands are not being very steady right now, so we'll get that off there. So let's get that off there. And we're just going to rub this in a little bit so that it doesn't go squirting out everywhere. Alright. And we need to put this down right where I just cut that off. Sink it in a little bit. Like that. And there we go. And that's our ring. That just gives it, hold on, I'll hold it up and show you. That just gives it like a little bit of a lip. And once I start curling it, these will come together. So, and then that'll be the front. That's where that front piece is going to go on, and we're going to do that in a minute. But first we have to cover both of these with the, oh my goodness, the foundry wax. And then this goes to this one, and we need to, I don't need to cover this with foundry wax. I just need to cover this one because I don't want my letters to not stick inside here. So this one's going to go like this on top of here. And then I'm going to cut that back end off again, but not yet. So we're going to, I also have my two little gears here. Those are both going to get covered in foundry wax too. I'm using two because of, I did put the magnets in between there, and I did leave my, oh no, I know I left my bottoms open. There, phew, I left my bottoms open so I could get my hinges in there. So let's make sure this one's open too. It should be open. Yep, and that one's open so that I can make my little hinges and put them in there. So we're going to cover these with the foundry wax. So I'm going to just get a dry brush. See if I can find my brush that I was using earlier. I don't want a really giant brush. And again, I didn't film this the first time because, you know, that's when I'm learning and trying to figure it all out. And it doesn't, that would just take forever. So let's shake this up. I'll show you one. I'll do this one. Then I'll do this one. I'll glue, get this ready, and I'll put these together. And then I'll come back when we're ready to put the hinges on because I'm trying not to have these videos take too long. I'm trying to make my videos, you know, not be so long. I want people to watch, so, but I do want you to see, oh, that was a lot. Usually it doesn't come out like that, and then I just dab a little, and I just start rubbing it around. So this gets black, right? Yes. Or foundry wax. Yeah, this gets black. No, it gets statue. And I don't need it all completely covered because I do want it to look kind of old and worn. That's where my magnet is. So we're just going to kind of, and I just keep going till it's rubbed in. It's weird, this stuff creates a powder. It's so weird. It like dries and turns into a powder. It's really weird to work with. A little bit more here. And then we'll let it dry for a second. We'll do the other side. But like I said, I like the black showing through in some areas. You can even take your crayon, which I'm going to use, and wet it a little bit, and it'll do the same thing. So this is my front. This has to be done as well. We're not going to put so much out at one time this time. This is why I don't like to use a really big brush, because it really soaks into these brushes. It doesn't matter which direction you go. Most of this is going to be covered up, but it just kind of gives it that old look, like worn, and if you leave some of the black and that, you know, saturate it too much. and it'll still heat it up and do its thing, what it's supposed to do. So, and then we still have to roll this one yet. So I like to do that before I put the other thing on, because it's just easier that way. And then I'll roll it again once I get that part on. So that's, you can see all the powder. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know what is with this light. This light is making me crazy. So now I'm just going to buff it up a little. I just need a paper towel right there. See, that's where my magnet is. I probably could have made it a little bit lower too, but that's okay. It still works. I tested it out. Alright, so now I'm going to heat this real quick. It should only take a minute. Where's my little clampy hands? See my little clampy hands, and look, they're purple. Use those and heat this up. You should not hear it. Hopefully it'll turn off in a minute. See? I have to go off camera to heat this because it just doesn't reach my, it does not reach my desk. And you really got to pay attention when you have it this thin, but you can see it doing what it's supposed to be doing. Move that a little bit. Over. Yeah, it goes really quick when it's really thin. But I had so much fun making this, and I'm glad I came up with an even better way to make it. It's almost like I'm trying to create a real pocket watch here. So I'm a little cuckoo sometimes. Alright, that's that one. So I'm not going to do it all, but I will show you. So this is this one. So we're just going to buff it up again. See how it looks kind of worn? I like that look. Alright, and then we take this little tool, and I'll show you how I did that. I'm just going to take a corner of it and put it up here. Let me close this for now. Move this out of the way. Put this up here, and oh my gosh, this thing attracts like every piece of hair and everything. Hold on. It likes to attract everything, this foam. I think it pulls the hair right out of my head while I'm using it. Picks up every dog hair and everything from all over the house. It like all comes running into this room. Alright, so we're just going to put this on here, and then I take this little tool like this, and I just start in the center. Again, it got to push a little, and I did these thicker, so, and then I go around the edges. I got to be careful because I have that magnet there now, so it's going to be a little bit harder, but I just keep pushing. You got to push really hard because now I've got my paper a lot thicker. Really want to get it in the center. Ooh, that's tiring on the hand. You can see it's starting to curve a little bit. It's getting a little bit rounded to it. But this is like, my hand's already tired. I need it in the center. Ooh, it's catching the magnet. Alright, there we go. Gotta really break down those fibers in the paper. Alright, that's good enough for now. I'll work on some more of that in a little bit. So that's that one. That's going to be our front that opens. This one. This one's a lot thinner, so it was a lot easier to do. This one I'm going to have to really work at a little bit more. I might have to use a little bit thinner foam just so I can get some pressure on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do my foundry wax on this one, and I'll show you how I'm going to put the hinges in. So I'm going to slide them right up in here. Gotta find my opening now. See, now I gotta find my opening right here, and they're gonna slide right there, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of a space. Oh, first I have to cover them with alcohol ink, and I'm gonna do that on each side because I need to get these hinges. I can put the hinge on last, I think. Yeah, I can put that on last, but I want to get these in. See how this one's showing? That's because I changed it from how I originally had it. So I'm going to put these in and make sure I have enough room. Oh yeah, plenty of room. So I can probably even go in a little bit more. I just want to make sure that this closes. Is this the right way? Yep. Alright, so, and then I'll make sure I leave a little bit of room there. So I'll put these in, and I'm going to put the alcohol ink on, which I'm using Latte, and then I'll be back. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. We're nearing the end. So I've got my, oh my gosh, foundry wax, the statue, done on my clock face, and that's all ready to go. I have all my hands and gears. I have some extra gears because I kind of have an idea. We'll see how it looks. And then here's the doily, what it looked like when I started. So I just cut that piece off of the doily and put that to the side, and this is what's going to go on our front like it did on the last one, just like that. I'm trying to think, do I want it like that? Or do I want it like that? Probably like that. So that's going to go on the front there. And then once we get this on, you won't need to watch me do that part. I can do that. This is going to go like this. And then I'm going to inlay all the letters or the numbers in all of these so that it's the same height. It's not sunk in. I'm going to put all the black letters inside there. And then I have my hole for my spinner, and then I had to cut an extra piece because once I put the spinner on, I then have to cover it up, and then this will be done in the foundry wax too. I don't know why that word will not come out of my mouth. And then I also took the little piece. This is that little one. I cut the little line out of the center of it, and that's going to go in the center here, like this, like that. But I need to put my, I think I may need to put my numbers in first before I do that. Did I cut any of those off? I don't think so. Oh, I did. I cut the loops off of these, so I'm probably going to need to cut, but I kind of like it with the loops on. How bad does it cover my numbers? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to think for a minute here. I don't really want it covering the numbers, so I am going to have to clip those off really quick. And we'll get these clipped off. We'll go all this direction, and then we'll go the other direction. It'll just be easier that way. I forgot I did that on this one too. So just, I mean, take your stuff, cut it apart. You'd be surprised what you can make out of your dies and stuff that you have. Even by mixing dies together, you can make things, and they're useful when you're cutting out certain shapes and stuff as well. I'm working with Tracy Slides in the birth, I think it's the birth month florals, or is it for the one for compendium? Anyway, one of the Tim Holtz dies cuts that little slide out perfectly when it's folded in half. I'm like, okay, that works for me. That saves me time of having to, as much as I like fussy cutting, you guys know I like to fussy cut flowers and bugs and stuff. I'm not a big fan of just like straight cuts and squares and things like that. So if I have something that can help me, that just makes it better. Alright, we're almost done here. Sorry, I should have done this off camera. Now all these little pieces are going to be stuck to this mat, and I'm not going to be able to just pull them off because everything likes to stick to this mat. I mean, I like it because nothing moves around when I'm working on it. When I'm laying pieces down or when I'm inking, it's great. And it kind of keeps the glare away. Oh, I think I have 2 more. But I'm going to have little black pieces all over the place. Oh, not too bad. I'll try and get some of them out of the way. Put that over there. Okay, let's see if I can pick these up. Maybe one of these days I'll get my nails done too, because, oh, they're atrocious. Alright, so that's that. So I'm going to glue this here, and I did put my pieces in for my my hinge, my little hinge. So I'm going to put that on with matte medium, and that's going to have to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get all the rest of this together. I'm going to inlay all the numbers. I will glue just this one onto the front, this one onto the inside, put my gears on, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished everything up. I put my hinges on, I put my decals on. I used, believe it or not, I used rub-ons from the dollar store. They are on the coolest paper, and they are great rub-ons. So anybody looking for some cool rub-ons, they have them at the $1.25 store. Alright, so here it is, and I have SH on there for Sherlock Holmes. And there's my hinge. It's still drying, so I have to be careful. But it does have a magnet in there now that holds it closed. And then it opens. And I did this one a little different. I still have to put all these numbers in because I started, guys, and there's 4 layers. So that means 4 of this one, 4 of that one, 4 of that one, 4 of that. So that's going to take me a while. I only got the XII done. And you can see the difference. I just don't want it sunk in like that. I want it smooth. And I added some extra gears to this one. And then there's the inside front. You can see the magnets right here. I just don't want to play around with it too much while it's drying. And then it magnets shut. And I just think that looks so cool. And there it is from the back. That's the one I put on the back. And it just kind of looks grungy and old and like a vintage pocket watch. And I added my chain and my jump ring. So now I have 2. So there they are. So I hope you enjoyed this project. This one's shaped a little bit different. This one's much thinner than this one, but I think I like it sturdier. I do like how the shape of this one looks. I can probably try and round this one out some more when I get all my pieces set, and it'll probably be easier that way. So I hope you enjoyed this project. Again, this is one of the embellishment pieces for my case file. Oh my gosh, it's a case file, Sherlock Holmes case file kit. And all the links will be in the description box below for Tracy's shop, which is Love Junk Journal on Etsy. All her links to her Facebook page and all of that will be linked below as well. And I can't wait to get this project going and start working on some of the other stuff. I'm trying to get some of the embellishments done. I've got a lot of it done so far, so hopefully you'll see me back soon working on some more of it. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you for watching. Try something new. Get out there and have some fun. Yes, it takes a lot of patience for some of the stuff I do, but it really gets my creativity going when I can do these kinds of things. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I really just wanted to bring it to you and show you how to make one of them. So have a great night. I will see you all soon, and don't forget to get out there and create something. Bye for now.